After a brief break, I'm back and awake to let you know what's at stake this week on the Desura service. If your indie senses have been feeling less than tingly, allow me to provide you with a catalyst for all the tinglicity you could possibly desire in this week's episode of Desura's Weekly Release Highlights. Next up on the list might best be described as the eclectic elective of the lot, as it combines a large line of features into a delicious milky melange of gaming goodness. Think digital horchata. Icebound is the name of the game and is developed by Fastermind to marry puzzles and storytelling with a steampunk world buried in ice. What begins as a simple slog to earn some spending silver ultimately ends with a slide into the supernatural and a great hunt as an alchemist named Dougal attempts to find his way. Icebound can be purchased this week through the Desura service for $14.99 and is compatible with the Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems. Nope, they don't fit capes about the shoulders of geological formations. It's Canyon Capers, a platforming classic in which gamers guide Dino Jr. through levels littered with lore and lost treasure while attempting to keep traps untriggered and unembedded in their fleshy bits. The ultimate goal, a magical mollusk made mainly for the management of universal power. So put on your best platforming shoes and get ready to shell out for a clammy quest offered this week on Desura for $6.99. Canyon Capers is compatible with the Windows operating system. It's bad enough to be either doomed or damned, but combine the two states together and you'll get out a game fashioned after the classics. In another bid for this week's platform prestige, Doomed and Damned becomes available on the Desura service and offers players the ability to jump, thrust, and throw their way through myriad dungeons, each designed to be tackled in multiple ways. Never being the one to learn how to fence, our hero makes do by hucking an endless supply of melee weaponry at the enemy while making sure not to puncture his pedicles with pointy passive obstructions. Available for the Windows and Mac operating system, Doomed and Damned can be purchased this week for $5.99. Beer, 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 tiddly, beer, beer, beer is back on the market in 1933 as the parched U.S. population decides to end prohibition. With more trench coats and three-piece suits than a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones tour, Jack Orlando joins the Desura scene with a story to tell. Murder has been made with the finest ingredients and pinned not so lovingly to the wrong culprit. Now Jack has 48 hours to clear his name off the list and avoid a nasty case of neck stretchery before he goes down for a crime that he didn't commit. Gather your clues, question your culprits, and avoid a bullet bath in Jack Orlando. Available for $5.99 on the Windows operating system. The obviously named Kill the Bad Guy bursts on board this week, giving gamers who enjoy a bit of conniving killing the chance to build traps and kill the bad guy. Using a violent assembly of improvised ruses, traps, and fuses, the player must carefully time his assassination to eliminate the bad guy while making it look like an unlikely accident. Lawnmowers, fire hydrants, and even the normally docile tree will make an appearance as an implement of slaughter as you kill one bad guy after the other. When the legal system takes too long, sometimes you just gotta kill the bad guy. Available this week for the Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems for $14.99. Jumping muscles feeling a tad lax lately? Haven't had anything worth sprinting over? Well, 8-Bit Boy is here to remotivate you with all the flat and gold secret areas and old school power-ups that you could possibly desire within the confines of a healthy mental state. Push for the limit across 50 levels of precarious platforming performances in which your skills at being an 80s gamer will be thoroughly tested. So break out the 3D glasses and start idolizing Judd Nelson all over again, because it's time for a trip to 8-Bit Boy. Available now through Desura for $6.99. 8-Bit Boy is compatible with the Windows operating system and includes Steam keys for all purchasers. While islands often provide the setting for sleepy vacations and sunlit diversions, they're also delightfully well endowed to imprison pirates, Swiss families, and Tom Hanks. Shipwreck is one such tale and seeks to add little blonde girls to the aforementioned list of island-locked inmates. Drawing heavily from games such as Alundra and Zelda, Shipwreck challenges a young lady to improve her sword's womanship, puzzle poking, and arrow dodging skills across a range of localities. If she can manage to survive, passage from the island will be her somewhat underwhelming reward. Shipwreck is available this week for 99 cents on the Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems. The list is dead, and while I can see the watery eyes in the crowd right now, allow me to at least offer the tiniest of hankies by suggesting that we'll be back next week to provide you with all the latest and greatest on the Desura service. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe to say yes to staying in the know about everything releasing over the upcoming weeks. Additionally, if you can't stop till you get enough, silence that inner MJ by checking out our website for in-depth information on all the titles talked about in this episode. Thank you for joining us here at Desura's Weekly Release Highlights, and we will see you next week.